Islam. We out here in nature.
What's up, Moors? What's up, Moors? Moorish Americans. What's up? Just wanted to talk about some stuff. People have questions. People send stuff in, and we're just gonna hit on some stuff, and hopefully we make sense and help people out there understand more about the Moorish Divine and National Movement. So go ahead, shoot.
Well, a lot of people just, have basic questions like, why? Why be more? Why can't we just continue being black, Negro, colored, Puerto Rican, Dominican, like
Jamaican.
Jamaican, okay, Haitian? Why can't we just be all those? And it's simple because those are all slave labels. And, under those labels, you're not free. And that's why, like, why should we be more?
Well, speaking for me, the so-called African American, black, okay, they actually made laws, real laws, like the South Carolina Black Act. I can't remember the exact time, but it was like made in the 1700s. There was a bunch of laws and acts passed which reclassified the people who look like me and darker people who look like her. If you were of Afro descent, you were being declared at that time Negro, right? Then a couple years later, they changed the classification, the label to colored, okay? So they were still calling them Negro and colored or mulatto. And then a couple years later, okay, like when I say a couple, I'm talking about decades. A couple years later, they calling them black. And then there was a big push for these people to identify as black, right? Then a couple years after that, they called them African Americans, and they bring out this guy who we respected. We had a lot of respect for collectively, maybe not everybody, Jesse Jackson. He actually ran for president. He came out like as the figurehead for like how we need to connect to Africa and we're African Americans. And just off of this one guy saying that, we all took it and ran with it, and it became official, and it's on government forums and all this stuff. So it's like, it's kind of crazy, right? So this thing that this guy coined, which he didn't even really come up with, is the name that we call ourselves now, and that we're called African Americans, and they still call us black. Whenever they change our label, it's always still a little bit of the old label being used, right? So when they was calling them colored, they were still calling them Negro. And then you see they came out with the NAACP and all these colored organizations. Colored. I mean, just think of people calling themselves
Right.
colored. Sounds stupid as hell, but we're in colorable law now. So we're going into colorable labor, okay, which are being used to make a caste system legally, right? So this is why when they were coming and making these laws, actual laws and acts, they were taking the people who were considered Indians, people who were indigenous to the land, who had tribal ties to the land, people who had the only genetic lineage actually tracing them back to before the Europeans came. These people were being whole entire tribes were being reclassified as Negroes, okay, by these laws. All right. And when you go back, okay, and look at the actual terminology and what they did when they created these labels, you see that they created a label and they removed it from the human family. And these are the labels that we're going up under now. You can still see that just looking at the census. You look at the census, everybody, a lot of people's hyped up about the 2020 census because they say they're gonna let us pick. Not just us, but all of us. We can pick what we are now. They have a little, a box where you can fill in and self-identify yourself. So people's all happy about that. When you look at the African American label, it's the only racial classification or ethnicity, whatever they call it, that is not tied into the human family. Everyone, Caucasian, everything listed on that census form, it says that they're connected to the original family of humans. All right, everyone except for the so-called African American, Negro, black. Okay, and they did that for a reason, and that's not just in the census. These are in actual laws and acts that have been passed in every state. Okay, and so they created a label that removes you from the family of humans, and you can still go and see this for yourselves, not making this up. The Moors aren't crazy who are saying this stuff. This is real, and it's heinous, and it's, you know, it's a horrible thing, and it's something that now we do willingly. We willingly go along with it. Even to this day, we don't think, hey, we need to determine who we are instead of going along with people who colonized us, going along with the label that they created for us so that they could take our land. They're getting you further and further away from the truth. First, you're in Indians. When the Europeans, a whole bunch of different Europeans, when they came over here, like William Penn, you see the videos on here. I say it all the time. William Penn, founder of Pennsylvania, in the book, Dave McRitchie's book, Modern Britons, he says in there, quote from William Penn, the settlers, the colonists referred to the natives as Indians, Moors, and Negroes interchangeably. Okay, so it was just a known fact, and that's why you see a lot of the literature from then describing us like that, and a lot of pictures and paintings and sculptures showing the indigenous people being dark like me, darker than me, light like her, you know, all different ranges that we still have to this day. Even before Europeans came over here, we were looking like this.
And if you paid attention, you could see when they changed it, when they started putting it in play. But because of all the distractions, because, you know, we have to work, we're going to school, we doing this, we doing that, you know, like, it was easy for them to do that. And that's why they're keeping our attention, you know, so hard, you know, with work and everything, and just like entertainment, you know, social media and all that stuff. Like, we're not focused on this stuff, and we need to be. And a lot of us right now are waking up, so we're starting to see this stuff, and a lot of us that's conscious, like, it snaps right away. It makes sense for us, you know, to be waking and wanting more, and wanting to be more, and wanting to, you know, saying, declare our nationality and everything. So, like, it's so important for us at this time to unite and, you know, stick together and, you know, just make this happen as Moorish Americans. You know, you could still be who you are. You could still, you know, rep your flag, claim your roots, rep your tribes or whatever, but, you know, when it comes like to nationality, you know, it's a group effort.
Yeah, so like when you look back at what was going on then, okay, everyone, or damn near everyone, was describing the natives as looking like what they call Negroes, what they call blacks, African Americans today, okay? And so they were even making sculptures and paintings of this, so, you know, this was just a known fact, all right? And then they started calling them Negroes, and then they eased it up to colored, you know? So there was a progression, man. And so you don't want to go along with something that was created by people who had to colonize you. You know, people seen the movie Avatar. These people came, they wanted to take your land from you. They wanted to take the wealth. They wanted to trick you. I mean, if you're going to be, you know, forgetting who you are and going along with it, that makes their job easier,
right.
Okay? And it wasn't just like that. We was at war. They were kidnapping children. You know, they were, you know, doing a lot of things, okay?
Stuff that they're still doing today. Like, where are the 30,000 children, you know, that's coming up missing every year?
Yeah, like, it's crazy how many people come up missing. But, like, they don't teach you about Noble Drew Ali in school for a reason. They don't really hit on Marcus Garvey, if they mention him at all. They don't talk about him. And they definitely don't talk about Noble Drew Ali at all. It's not discussed, even to this day, you know. And there's a reason for that, because he hit on the nationality, started the movement, the Moorish Divine and National Movement, to help us get back into who we truly are, okay? And so there's a lot of pushback against it, and it's for a reason, man. That's the key. That's how come you see Freemasonic symbols everywhere. It's because our ancestors created Freemasonry, okay? It's because our ancestors were the caretakers of the ancient mystery schools, you know, like from Egypt, okay? And the ancient mystery schools were also over here. That's how come if you look at the video on this channel, you'll see that pyramid with the Eye of Horus on it that was found in Ecuador. How is this found over here in Ecuador, which is in the Americas, South America? How is that found over here? And it has 13 steps on it. It looks just like the one on the dollar. How can stuff like that be found over here? And that's not the only thing. They always find artifacts like this. So we were the caretakers of that. Those people who built pyramids all over the Americas and all over Egypt, in Japan, off the coast of Japan, sunken, you know, under the water, that was us. We created Freemasonry, okay?
And a lot of people are like, another question that a lot of people ask, like, you know, is it dangerous? Like, they think it's like the Black Panthers, where, you know, they're gonna be infiltrated, or they like, y'all gonna get locked up, y'all crazy. And it's like, no, 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 no. Noble Drew Ali actually took the steps that he had to do to build a real nation, a real government. Like, the government knows about this. They can't fight this, you know what I'm saying? The only thing they could do is sit back and see how far we could take it on our own, you know what I'm saying? Because if they have to come in and help us, we're still gonna fall under that slave label. You feel me? But
Everything
if we do it
is
ourselves,
infiltrated.
right? No, but if we do it ourselves the right way, under the 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, it could happen. We could be like a nation, just like China's a nation, just like everybody else who has a nation and is respected under the nation. And that's the, you know, that's the whole goal.
Yeah, like she's saying, this is how you go about doing things the right way. You have to build, you have to have your nation. South Africa, what's going on in South Africa right now, where they're trying to kick out their colonizers and take back what's theirs. They couldn't do that if they weren't standing on their nationality,
Right.
and standing on who they truly are, you know? And like, I mean, they're gonna try to infiltrate everything. They even infiltrate the street gangs. They infiltrate rap, okay? They actually, you know, complain about the hip hop police. They infiltrated rap and they try to trash it up and make it what it is today. Okay, some of y'all like that crazy stuff with the people with the multicolored dreads and all this stuff, you know, acting like they tough. Some of y'all like that crap.
But you have to know
that's the
about
infiltrated
money.
version of
But
rap
that's
right
just
there.
about money, you know what I'm saying? That's just a money game. They just see something that they could get paid off of, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, once we build our brand and once we rep our nation, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna do business with us and not for us. You know, that's the difference.
Yeah, so it's like, look, man, you can't be scared because of that, because you standing up and being, if you're Chinese, being Chinese, it's not something to be scared of.
Right.
You know, just because, you know, there's some people trying to press you. If you're going off of yellow people or whatever they want to call you, and they're using this to say, well, they're not really people, you know, legally, so we don't have to, you know, treat them the right way. You know, and you're standing on that. It doesn't even matter how many marches you do, how much protesting you do. You could have some people that get guns and, you know, they want to stand up and fight and shoot and everything, and they're still going to get trampled out. And there's nothing nobody else can do about it, because from a international standpoint, they don't exist.
They have no representation.
This is why Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were killed. This is the real reason why they were actually assassinated by the U.S. government. It's because they were starting to think even more internationally, man. They were going, you know, they were looking at the bigger picture, thinking about uniting, and they were actually trying to attack the real issue, which was removing us from the family of humans. Okay, so being a Moor is being who you truly are. Okay, there's people that wear the fez in secret with the tassel pinned down because they're Shriners. You know, it's not our enemy, but these are the people who are working off of the things that we created. We created the mystery schools, and they're just working with the remnants of it. But that's why you see this stuff. And you have to pretend to be a Mason. I mean, you have to pretend to be a Moor in order to rule the world. Okay?
And keep sending in your questions. We're here to answer them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to go live and answer everybody's questions as much as we can. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to everybody. Islam, we love you. It's getting dark out here. And
Mosquitoes, right?
we'll see you later.